Coiled lanyards. A coiled lanyard is an elastic tether used for loss prevention or to prevent an item from being misplaced when not in use. Coiled lanyards are extremely durable and highly elastic. A stretched lanyard will expand to more than 10 times its contracted or at-rest length, making it perfect for securing pins, tools, and many other items in applications requiring large differences in positioning. Our standard stock coiled tethers are black. They are available in various lengths and terminus ends, including stake eyes, split rings, and tails. Terminus ends are the various fastening components used to secure the lanyard to the application. Stake eyes and tabs contain a hole where a bolt or screw will be inserted and bolted onto a piece of equipment or machinery. Loops and split rings are used in cases where the loop or ring can be affixed to the unit around a rod of some sort. Moving on to the part code guide. Coiled lanyards are composed of a 15-digit smart part code. All important attributes of the lanyard are broken up into categories and listed out on the part code guide. Follow the color-coded guide to translate the description into an innovative component's part number. Located at the bottom of each guide is the layout of the smart part code. Use this to guide you when creating a part number. To start, take notice that the product listed in the red section is a coiled lanyard. All coiled lanyard part numbers will be a 2-digit designator taking up the very first 2 spaces and will start with an LN. Next, we move on to the orange section labeled Coiled Diameter. We allot 3 placeholders for the diameter within the part code. The diameters are called out in decimal format. There is no translation. If a lanyard is 0.11 inches in size, it is written 0.11, including the decimal within the part code. Next, we will enter an X for by, as in length times width, or diameter by length. You would see LN, decimal, 11 for diameter, by, or an X6 decimal 0, calling out the coil lanyard that is 0.11 in diameter and 6 inches in at-rest length. Please note, we have another product category called wire rope lanyards that also begin with LN. In part coding, the way to tell the difference between a finished good wire rope lanyard and a coiled lanyard is in spaces number 3, 4, and 5. Wire rope lanyards are in a fractional format, where coiled lanyards are in a decimal format. A finished good is a part ready to sell to a customer as compared to a raw material or bill of materials component. Next, we move on to the green section called at-rest length. Typically, there are 3 places allocated to this attribute located in spaces number 6, 7, and 8 of the part code. In some cases, the decimal is used. Please refer to the part code guide, as this area lacks consistency or rhyme or reason. 3.25 inches is written out as 3.25. 5 inches, or 5.0, is written out as 5.0. And 11.5 inches is written out as 115, no decimal. When searching for a part within inventory, if you load in the beginning of a part number, the search results will narrow and guide you. We do not call out or specify the extended length or length of a coiled lanyard if you were to stretch it to its maximum. Next, we move on to the blue section called terminus ends. When we have a 3.25 inch length lanyard, there are 5 placeholders left for terminus ends. When we use any other length, there are 6 placeholders for terminus ends. Terminus ends are the various fastening components used to secure the lanyard to the application. Stake eyes and tabs contain a hole where the bolt or screw will be inserted and bolted onto a piece of equipment or machinery. Loops and split rings are also used in cases where the loop or ring can be affixed to the unit around a rod of some sort. Tails are long, unused sections of the tether that will get crimped within a product. Please refer to the part code guide for translation, as this area lacks consistency or rhyme or reason. Now that we know how to use the part code guide, let's move on to the practice quiz and put it to use. Coiled lanyard quiz. Number 1. 0.11 inch diameter, black coiled lanyard with a 3.25 inch at-rest length body and a number 10 stake eye with a ring. First, we identify on the part code guide that this product is going to start with an LN. Next, we have to identify the coil diameter. The coil diameter is 0.11. There is no translation. We enter 0.11 into the part code in places number 3, 4, and 5. After coil diameter, enter an X for by. Then we move on to the green at rest length. Typically there are 3 placeholders allocated, but in cases of a 3.25 at-rest body, we actually used 4 space holders. So in the green section, enter 3.25. Moving on to the terminus ends, we then lose 1 terminus end space holder, and therefore we only have 5 terminus end space holders. Next we identify what are the terminus ends. In this case, we have a number 10 stake eye with a ring. Here we would enter a number 10, number sign 10, SE for stake eye. When only 1 terminus end is referenced in the part number, see specs or print. When there is a tail or any other terminus ends, put the other terminus end in the part number and leave out the tail. In this case, we have a ring that is not referenced within the part number. There's simply not enough space. So all you're going to see is the number 10 stake eye. The description and blueprint will call out that there is also a ring. Number 1 will be called out as LN.11 X 3.25 number 10 SE. Moving on to number 2. We have a 0.12 inch diameter black coiled lanyard with a 6-inch body and 2 tails. Looking at the part code guide, we're going to start the part number off as an LN. Next we identify the coil diameter. The coil diameter is 0.12. Coil diameter is also known as the outer diameter. Next we automatically enter an X for by. Then we identify the at-rest length. The at-rest length here is 6.0. We enter 6.0 into the part code. Next we move on to the blue section for terminus end. In this case, we have a tail and a tail. When you have 2 tails, we enter dash 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 into the part code. Number 2, LN.12 X 6.0 dash 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 dash. Number 3, 0.11 inch diameter black coiled lanyard with 6-inch body and 1-inch split ring and a tail. Remember, when only 1 terminus end is referenced in the part number, see specs or print. When there is a tail and any other terminus end, we put the other terminus end in the part number and leave out the tail. So in this case, we're going to start out the part code as an LN. Next we identify the diameter, which is 0.11. We enter 0.11 into the orange section of the part code. Next we enter an X for by. Then we move on to the green at-rest length section. 6 inches will translate to 6.0. Next we move on to the blue terminus end section. In this case, we have a split ring and a tail, so we're going to talk about the 1-inch split ring. So, that is split ring 1.00 OD, which translates to a W/ring or with ring. Number 3, LN.11 X 6.0 W/RING. Please finish the rest of the quiz. Good luck.